Stitch the Globe. I found a stain on my dress, right? Well, okay. I knew the stain was there. I tried to wash it off at home. I thought I'd got it. But it was like a Lysol wipe because that's what I had. So I Lysol wiped it knowing that's not great for the fabric, but I thought I got the stain out. And then when I got here, I realized it did not get the stain out. And Allison famously keeps typing handy. So I type in it, but it looks like I just had a baby. But I didn't. That was quite a while ago. And it will dry. It's just literally, this fabric is very fast drying. So anyway, welcome back to Cross Stitch Globe. This is a channel about cross stitch.
If you didn't know that.
My name is Stephanie.
I'm Allison.
And all right, this is Flosstube 29. And actually I have some stuff to talk to you about that we didn't talk about before because we were kind of having some quiet time before. So we just reached 5,000 subscribers.
Yay.
So thank you guys so much.
That's
it's
amazing.
Really fun to talk to. I mean, everybody doesn't tune into every video, but it's really fun to know like we have a real community here.
Yeah.
And so
5,000 people hit that button.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Crazy.
And if you haven't hit that button, go hit that button.
So at the end, we'll do a 5,000 subscriber celebration giveaway. That's going to be good. You're going to want to, I bet if you're watching this cross stitch video, you're probably going to want to pay attention to the giveaway today. And then I thought to celebrate for our next Flosstube Extra, we would do an Ask Us Anything.
Oh, okay.
Because our schedule for Flosstube Extras through the end of the year is pretty much determined by like the calendar of needing to do like a whip parade and a plans video and Christmas freebies and like that kind of stuff is all set. But we have like 1 week where we could do whatever we wanted. So I figured let's do it. Ask Us Anything. I'm going to leave a Google form in the description because that way you can
all technique on that.
I absolutely
There's a Google form.
I absolutely cannot go to all the comments.
No.
I will not. I just would show up and I'd be like, I don't know. So yeah. I'm going to put a link in the Google form in the description here. And then I'll also post it on Instagram a few times. That way, also, whatever you type in the box is what we're going to read. So you don't have to leave your email. So if you want to ask, if you think your question is like embarrassing, like if it's a cross stitch question you feel like is embarrassing or something and you feel like you should know it, it's going to be anonymous. So if you want us to say your name, just sign, like, you know, put your question and put your name in the box. I'm only going to read what's in the box. It can be about Flosstube. It can be about cross stitch. It could be about video editing. It could be about our personal lives.
Could be about Frankie.
Could be about
He's
Frankie.
Been missing for a while. He's here.
Okay.
He just hasn't been joining us. I'm sorry. He's fine. I'm fine.
During
he hasn't been in the video in quite a while.
Okay.
He's locked in the bedroom.
My dog is Anyway, I mentioned in the Mirabilia Whip Parade what was going on in my life about that. So Frankie's safe.
He's fine. He's just not in the video.
So you can ask about Frankie. You can ask about like art history because what I figured was we have like 90 videos. Yeah. No one has watched every one of them, and so many people like obviously joined us later because the first nobody knows who you are. So there might be some of our, and we don't do a life segment. So there's like you hear about our lives as we just chat about whips and things, but we never say like this is what's going on with our life. So I thought this would be a fun time. People can kind of just get caught up with us, and you can ask anything. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try not to read any of the questions, which will be easy because I will just take my glasses off and cut them in. I'm going to print them out, cut them into strips, and we'll just draw them, and we'll see how many we have time for in a normal. Like we might only get 5 questions and really get really detailed, or we might get enough where we can't answer them all. And you can also ask more than one question. So if you have a question about any topic, we obviously will reserve the right not to answer like a question if it's too personal, but honestly, like we don't know where the line is. So we'll just decide where the line is in the moment. So it may
we might cross it anyway.
And it's anonymous, so ask what you want and then we'll decide what we're answering.
Sounds good.
And then so that link will be in the description, and then it will also be, I'll post it on Instagram a couple times. And we're gonna record that a week from today. So if you're seeing this when this video comes out on Monday, we are going to record on Sunday. So submit your questions by Saturday. Submit your questions by the 26th so that I can get them printed and cut out before we film on the 27th.
Sounds good.
And that will be fun.
Yay.
And that will be way less stressful for us because we don't have to think about it. I don't have to make an outline. It'll just be like print, cut, draw.
There we go.
Okay. So thank you guys for subscribing. If you're not subscribed and you want that video in your feed, go ahead and subscribe. On Thursdays, we come out. So this is a Flosstube. If you are joining us from a different video, you might be like, why is this so chaotic already? That's what Flosstube is. It is fun chaos where you go over all of your personal stitching. Everything else that I've touched in the last week or bought, Facebook Marketplace, or like honestly just like thought about is like around us right now. So those come out every other Monday. In between, we do Flosstube extras. The next extra that comes out will be this Ask Us Anything. Our last extra was a Mirabilia Whip Parade that was so fun and apparently really enabled a lot of people. Not sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. Rachel did say like, well, now I guess I gotta just stop twisting my arm. And I was like, you don't have to.
There's no twisting. There's no active twisting. This might be a little mental twisting.
All right, so we like to start by thanking people who mentioned us and recommended our channel because, one, usually the people that do that are people we're watching too, and so it's a great time for us to say go check them out. And also just thank you guys for appreciating what we're doing and telling people to come find it, which is very cool. Mm-hmm. So we put out so many weird extras that were like kind of topical in the last couple weeks because of a weird scheduling issue. That I'm just breaking up these mentions based on what they were recommending because I figured that if they're recommending one type of our video and that video you like to ours, you might like their channel. So the people that recommended our Mirabilia Whip Parade were Helen D, East Coast Crafter, who I can't believe she's ever watched us talk about cross stitch. That was
wonderful.
Crazy. And then Stitchy Faye, who we both watch, but you're like, yeah.
I love watching Stitchy Faye.
And obviously if you like fancy lady stitching, definitely go check them out.
Helen and if you like a good long session of one after the other beautiful work,
Stitching Faye,
just Stitching Faye, go watch that. It's a very relaxing.
I mean, they're just both like,
yeah,
it was that was really fun.
But Helen D, if you want to learn something, go watch Helen D.
Yeah, and also like regular, like never misses never misses
so many cool things.
But she said she is gonna get her Snow Queen out this winter. So
excellent.
All right, the people that recommended our free patterns videos. So we did a free Halloween patterns and a free autumn patterns because obviously not everyone stitches both, and Halloween isn't in the autumn for everyone. Mm-hmm. Even though here you might think like, oh, it's the same thing. It's not. The same thing, yeah. So we did 2 different videos, and Sally from Flossie Sews and Grows recommended it, and Laura from Stitching by the Shore, and she's having a pumpkin birthday sale, so we'll talk about her again in birthdays. And then Abby from Pansy Stitches, who did your Alice in Wonderland tree sal, recommended our free patterns videos. And she is probably one of the youngest Flosstubers I've come across because she's in her early 20s. So if you're younger and you're like, there are not a lot of people my age doing this, go subscribe to Pansy Stitches because she talks a lot about just like what it's like to be doing this when you don't even have your first full-time job, mm-hmm. and it's can be an expensive craft. And so so much of her life experience brought to it is just very different than like where I'm at or where you're at. So it's very helpful. But also I know some people who are younger are just like looking for other young people to connect with. So definitely go check her out. Everyone should check her out. But if you're younger and you're like, I want to find people my age, go check her out.
We know it's not a huge market.
Based on the demographics of who watches our channel, it's not. We know more of you are older than us than younger than us, and we're late 30s and early 40s. So, but I know if I was in my 20s, I'd be desperate to find more people. Absolutely. And then Sound Mind Stitching and Rose Crafty Corner both recommended our free patterns videos, so thank you. And then the thrifting video that I put out, cross stitch thrifting. Guys, you're going to hear more on that front later because that video, you guys really liked that video, and I really liked making that video, but I can't make...
Really liked making it.
I loved it so much. So I'm really actually... But I can't clog this channel up with thrifting videos. Yeah. So I did register a thrifting video channel, and I recorded a video, but I'm scrapping it because I didn't like it. So I am gonna start just doing like a separate like feed of just thrifting videos. Yeah. So I'll tell you guys when that's ready. But I loved doing that so much, and so watching people love it was really great. So Woolly Woolly Sheep Sheep recommended it and also went thrifting because of that video and found cool frames. Yeah. So that was super exciting. Nice. And she is working on Warm Night by the Artsy Housewife, which I have in my planned starts and is a beautiful whip. And she's in Northern Ireland. So if you like listening to that Irish accent, go check her out. Fairy Tales and French Knots recommended it. And then Tara from Woman Crafts recommended it and went and bought a bunch of frames and showed them. And that was really fun in her last video. And then Recovering Book Hoarder is doing a chart parade series where she's trying to figure out what her starts are going to be for next year. And she just did one that was paper patterns. One video is digital patterns, one video is books. So like it's a lot of patterns. And in her book Flip Through Decide What to Stitch, she recommended our magical cross stitch flip through because obviously she wasn't doing flip throughs of all the books. She was just showing the books to show the patterns she was picking out. So her channel is really good. If you obviously like reading and like cross stitch, the Recovering Book Hoarder is a good place to be. And then a couple people just recommended our. Also, this is more than normal because I wasn't able to do this last week. I didn't have the list. So this is 4 weeks of recommendations, not 2. So sorry this is taking a little bit longer, but I don't like skipping people because I really am appreciative. So some people recommended just like our channel in general. Jan Holder from Hoop It Up with Jan.
Thanks, Jan.
Thanks, Jan. Naughty Nautilus, who is a quilter and cross stitcher. And I really loved her first video. But she's kind of went longer between videos. And so she just put out her 3rd video recently. So definitely go check her out. Stitchy Witchy B, who's, I think she's fairly new. Official Mermaids Co. Natalia, who we obviously love. And then Elizabeth's World recommended our channel with a twist. She said she really enjoys sister channels and was mentioning all the sister channels she watches. Yeah. And I do think there is something kind of unique and fun when it's family because there's a little bit of like, we've known each other for so long that we're speaking in code type of whenever you see family ones. So that was really nice. So thank you to everyone who recommended our channel. And we're really
not afraid to say what's on our mind. So
yeah,
it just pops out.
Sometimes you're just like, oh, did I say that out loud?
It pops out.
And then, okay, so let's congratulate. And then the next thing we like to do is to congratulate people who are celebrating their own milestones in the community. So Molly from Molly McMaker hit 1,000 subscribers, and she had some really cool, beautiful Halloween finishes in her last video that included like giant plastic spiders. Maybe wooden, but I think it was plastic. So go check her out. She's also making a lot of progress in her Dark Queen of the Earth, but she's also stitching Autumn at Lady Z Bear Mountain. So she's got like a nice mix of like fun, spooky, seasonal, and like very like fancy samplers. So go check her out. Lost my place. Oh, Abby from Pansy Stitches, who we just talked about, hit 1,000 subscribers, and Nadia from Dark Cross Stitch hit 1 year on Flosstube, and she does a lot of full coverage, a lot of dark full coverage. She's British, so there may not be as much people who know her who like over here, but if you like a full coverage channel, go check her out because she's doing tons of full coverage. And then birthdays, Helen the Ditty Stitcher had a birthday and just posted her birthday video like today. Oh, okay. Laura from Stitching by the Shore, who is hosting a pumpkin birthday style. Happy birthday. Maggie from Kitschy Whips, who does not put out as many videos as I would like daily. Yeah. Because she's busy hosting the Queen City Stitch Retreat this weekend. So Jackie from Comfort Stitching, who every time she pulled, she has this one whip, and in the middle of the whip, I can't remember the name of it, is like a full theater. Like it's a reproduction sampler, but the little girl stitched like a theater. It's so interesting. Kathy from Two Needles Pulling Thread, who are back. They just posted a video recently-ish after being gone for a while. And then Lauren, the New Hampshire Stitcher, said her birthday is coming up. So happy birthday. And then one other congratulations, which we don't always do. Emma from B&E Stitcher got married and posted the photos on Instagram. Oh, congratulations. All right, so time for stitching. Let's stitch. Do you have any fully finished object? I would just like to stitch. Should we just do that? I do not have any fully finished. Do you have any? I don't, but I do have an update. Okay. Remember in the finish parade, I set a rule. I told you this yesterday, so it's really for you. Where once I show something on Flosstube that's finished, within 2 Flosstubes it has to be fully finished, or if I can't get it done, it has to be sent off or taken in. So, like it has to be in process. And I finished Julia Conger, that little sampler, and I tried to frame it myself 3 times, and I kept getting it wrong, so I took it to the framer. Now, I thrifted the frame, but I dropped it off at the framer. And I went ahead and dropped Caramia off as well, because I went to so many thrift stores looking for a frame, and it's just a size that was not like, I couldn't find a frame that I really liked. So I dropped them both off, so you guys will see those soon. Yay! Do you have any finishes?
I do not.
I don't either, no. I really wanted to have a finish, but I failed.
Oh.
I have 200 stitches left.
Oh, so close.
But last night I was like,
see, we should pause, stitch, and come back.
I should have worked at Mom and Dad's yesterday, but I was having so much fun working, because Elsa and I both got to stitch Golden Delicious together, which we'll talk about later. I was having so much fun doing that, I didn't want to stop. Yeah. And then last night when I was stitching, I made a giant mistake and I had to frog it, and I was like, well, then it's not happening tonight. So I wanted to. Next time. Next time. Did you have any new starts?
I did not.
Allison's not in a starting place.
I'm in a starting mode.
In a starting place. I did not start anything I didn't tell you guys I was going to start. So everything I started was a planned start. Okay.
Last Flosstube, it was 5. So what's your
3?
3.
But this were planned, and this one was even on my 24 and 24 starts. Yes. This is Away We Ride.
Oh, that's so cool.
By Blackberry Designs. And this fabric is reading a little bit more intense on the camera than it is in real life.
It is. It's a bit more muted in real life.
In real life, you can see the border way better.
Way better, yeah.
But because it's making that gray like really pull, it's making the gray in the fabric look really dark and totally washing it out. So this is what
this is way more green.
This is kind of what it looks like. There. And this is more, but the fabric is Boneyard by Miss Stitchby 28 count. It was the fabric of the month last year when I was still in the Miss Stitchby Fabric of the Month Club, and I saved it. I think I might have left my fabric of the month that I needed to show today in the car, but that's okay. I can run and get it. Okay. But I love it. So when I was ordering my flosses for this, they were out of Garden Gate. Lives in this bag by Carrie Sews For You. So they were out of Garden Gate, and so I swapped it for Tin Bucket, because they are both in like some of the Beatles patterns that I've been using, so I was able to look and see if like I thought that was fine. So mine is more gray, and the like gray, and Tin Bucket or Garden Gate is more gray brown. So which I think on this fabric actually looks great and is not like an issue.
Is this a duo chromatic piece?
No. The middle is like all, you guys have seen it, but like the middle is like a house and it's got a bunch of orange. Actually, why am I describing it? I can just show you the floss back. Oh. I just haven't put the flosses on a ring.
Gotcha.
But they're very pretty. So I talked about this last time as a planned start, but I started it the night. So to me, it feels like a whip because I started it the day we did Flosstube last time. But
it's pretty. Very fall.
Yeah, very fall. I only have the 2 out so that I don't get enticed to stitch with any other color, and I'm just forcing myself to work on the border. Okay. Because I'm liking working on the border, and I think next year when I pull this out in the fall, I'll be like happy if I have a lot of the border done. Yeah. I'm not getting bored with the border, but I could see myself getting bored with it if I was like doing like lots of fun stuff in the middle and then having to go back to it. The nice thing is that even though it's 2 colors, you can kind of find a stitch path to stitch with one color for a really long time before you have to switch colors. Mm-hmm. So it's 2 colors, but I'm almost never getting to the like having to start and stop. Mm. So yeah, so I'm enjoying doing the border. So I'm just going to keep going. I did 500 stitches on this, and I think I have another 500 to do this month. So that won't get me all the way around, but it'll give me like another good chunk of border.
How many is this?
500.
500?
Yeah. For some reason, to me, I feel like my stitches look huge.
It's 28 count, though.
It's 28 count, but I stitch on 28 count all the time. So to me, there's something going on with this particular colorway that's making me feel like my stitches look huge, and I think when I get to the other colors, it won't look so. Yeah. But I really love it. I started it. So Jen from Jen's Fiberweb is doing a series of Halloween videos, and she just posted her most recent one. She's doing an October start-up on. Mm-hmm. So she had this as a whip, and I was going to start it, so I just asked her if she wanted to do it the same day. So that's why it was after. So she's working on it, but she started this year, but she's a lot further, and she started in the center, and she's got like almost her whole house done, I think, or maybe even more than that.
Wow. It's impressive considering how many Halloween pieces she's doing.
Well, you can tell like with the way she's doing the videos that like sometimes she really likes the whip and keeps going, and sometimes she's like, and we're started, and I'll see you next year. So my next start is small gift, and I started at the bottom because I didn't want to kit up the whole thing, so I just got
That was mine. I think. I don't know. Nope. I don't know where my phone is.
So that's 500 stitches of white at the bottom because the bottom is snow. So I did end up kitting up the whole thing, but when I actually started it, I just wanted to go, so I just pulled 2 white. They're old, so it doesn't call for more than 1 white skein, but because I got 2 old white skeins, I just pulled 2 so that they would match.
Sure.
In case something was different. I'm doing this as a stitch along with Black Ribbon Stitch Studio, Denise, and Colette the Highway Stitcher. I just kind of third wheeled their stitch along. They invited me, but I did just say like, oh, it's so pretty. And then they were like, or Denise was like, you can join. And I was like, and I will be. Thank you. I love her. I think this is going to, I'm done with my October goal for her. And she's obviously not coming out in November because those plans are full.
Mm-hmm.
But I think in December, this will be a great project to have. Like, because we go over to Mom and Dad's a lot and stuff, and there's so much white in the bottom. I think I can outline some white sections and just do them at Mom and Dad's house and get a ton of progress in December.
Yeah.
Which obviously won't be a 2024 finish. But,
how many stitches is she?
I don't know, because I literally was stitching off the paper pattern.
I'm so proud of her.
I just know it's 500 stitches because it's 108 stitches across, and I had 3 full rows and 2 partial rows, so I was able to subtract the missing stitches. Because my goal was 500 stitches, so I wanted to make sure I hit that. And she called for on black Aida, but I'm doing it on 14 count navy Aida by Zweigart because in my head, the picture looked like it was on blue, and so I was like picturing blue, and I just didn't want to change.
Black is a little hard to stitch on it. Not that that's going to be tremendously easier.
It's not. I have not a ton, but I have a good chunk left over. So you'll be seeing 14 count navy Aida on something else in the future. Mm-hmm. And she has 20 colors. She has more colors than I thought.
Wow, 20. She
also, obviously I haven't done anything with them because I don't think I'm getting out of the white this year. So like, I'm stitching her with this Duchess hoop. And this Duchess oval has pretty good felt on it. Right there. But I actually, if you have a Duchess oval hoop that you're like looking at that's like a really good deal that has bad felt, Aida, and you're an Aida stitcher, a lot of times the Aida is enough thicker that it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. And she lives in my Kaylee Tent Stitch Christmas.
I love that.
Animal bag, which I said, okay, so our other sister is in town. Does a stitch, and I said, oh, Valerie, what do you think of my bag? I knew. And she goes, it's a little teacher. And I said, thank you. First of all, I was a teacher for a couple of years. But also, like, yeah, no. That's
exactly what it looks like.
That's exactly what we're going for. And there's another bag I'll show you where she goes, no, that one's worse. And I think it's so cute. So it's just so funny. It's like, once you're in cross-stitch, the things that we, like, love, it's like, we're getting further and further away from what she understands.
But she understands. Like,
she loves the stitch gifts that she's got.
Yeah, she understands that. She just doesn't understand the culture.
Yeah, of the like kitschy, fun, like cutesy. It's. You know.
But she tries. Last year, she gave me the seam ripper for.
Oh yeah, she gave us engraved seam rippers.
She really tries. She doesn't understand.
She just doesn't understand it. And I told her she's only 36. She'll get there. Look at Allison's amazing Halloween earrings.
They're a gift from my coworker.
They're so good. Cute. All right, I had one more start. Oh, my last start. This is the one that I really wanted to finish, but then I made an error last night and I just like lost time. This is the Snowflake Stocking. I believe that's what it's called, by Marissa from Inkissa Creations. That is in the current Christmas issue of Just Cross Stitch magazine. And I'm not using the call for colors because I had this extra skein. This is Frosted Sage by Classic Colorworks. And I put it on 28 count baked, like a scrap of 28 count baked clay from Fox and Rabbit. And I love it. Now, the mistake I made, I counted in my head, I thought there were 8 of these. And so I stitched one extra, but then I counted this off of the extra. So it had, that had to go, which wasn't that big a deal, but like a lot of that had to go. And I was like, I'm done. But I only have like 200 stitches left. So this will be a finish really soon. And this will be my first like little stocking to practice on sewing before I try to accomplish. Now, I took the pressure off myself this year. I'm not going to have to finish the stocking this year, but it will be good to do this. Yeah. And it'll just be a little ornament or something. It'll be big for an ornament, but it's fine. Yeah. So I love it. It goes this way.
Very cute.
And
I can't wait to see you practice because I want to see how you do that.
Oh, this is the bag that Valerie said was even worse, which I was like,
it's adorable.
I love it. It's adorable. And then I had to explain, like, within cross stitch, like, chickens are a thing.
They're a thing.
So she lives in this bag, which is only because the floss that I have for her is on the floss ring for this other project, which you guys will see in a minute. So I just stuck it in here because it was easier than taking the floss off. And I'm stitching it with this spring top hoop. But because I thought it was going to be a start and finish, I didn't really think about how annoying and bulky this bag would be with 2 hoops in it. Yeah. Because they can't use the same hoop. But this will be a finish like tomorrow. Nice. And I was stitching it last night when I was watching Marissa's most recent video. So if you haven't seen her video, she shows her finished stocking. Aww. And the reason I picked that fabric is because she and I were chatting about it. And she had said that if she were going to stitch it again, she might have picked a darker fabric. And so I was like, well, I'll pick a little darker fabric. Even though I'm not using the call for colors, I'm using a close enough color. And hers calls for 2 colors. And I just decided to do it monochromatic. But I was using a blue that was close enough to her blue that I was like, okay, I'll pick a little bit darker. Bag is by Ragtag Quilts Art on Etsy. Love of my life. And also I did about 400 stitches because that stocking has less than 700 and I have 200 left, and I think I did like 477 or something. So it's a really cute stocking, and if you have the magazine, I highly suggest it.
Very cute.
All right, those are my starts.
Yay.
And I'll talk about that in plans. All right.
Okay.
What are your whips, Sissy?
I have 2 whips going. I have
more than that.
Yeah. We know Stephanie. This is Dark Golden Delicious. This is what me and Stephanie were stitching on yesterday. So she has the other one.
Yeah, it was nice because we were at our parents' house and we actually got to stitch at the same time on the same whip. It was really fun. Yeah. Not in the same spot on the whip, obviously.
No. I finished the border. That's what I did this week or last couple weeks. And I started on the house, which I find very annoying to count. It has to be exactly right, and
because it's like a 3D.
Yeah. Because all the pieces have to match. So I already know I messed it up. So, but not in a horrible way. I can just stitch on top of the house and have the correct number. But it's very annoying me. I don't know. I'm kind of in an annoyed mood. Like these things you have to switch. And Stephanie's probably talked about this before. Like you switch colors a lot, often, like very often. So by the time you finish the border, you're like, am I not done yet? But no, you're not done. You have a gigantic house and
a giant tree,
huge tree, apple tree. So I do have quite a few ways to go. I don't know how many stitches.
I think you said you were like 60, like 2/3 of the way through.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's my phone. I think I want to say I'm 65% done. Yeah, 65.38% done. So we'll see how far I get. But it's annoying me, so it's.
I think it's okay, even if you're monogamous as much as you can, to put something down when it annoys you and move on to the next thing. Yeah.
It's stitched with all of the Culper DMC colors on a blue 18 count Ada that I dyed myself. So it looks nothing like the picture.
The picture is Barnwood, which is like a purpley brown, and Allison's is blue. But I think the colors work just as good on blue, and it has the same effect of night.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think it's looking good.
Oh, it looks amazing.
It's just annoying me a little bit.
Here's mine. I did about 400-ish stitches on it. I just did these 2.
Look at the size difference between 18 and 28.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's like crazy. Yours is going to be huge.
Yeah. The State Fair does not reward tiny stitching.
It does not.
And my eyes don't reward tiny stitching. So we're going big, which you will see for 2025 plans. We're going big. We're just doing things bigger because it's nicer to my eyes. I'll get more, like, not credit, but like, make more of a visual impact. I have tons of empty wall space, so it's not like I'm at the point in my life where I'm like, where do you stick another sampler? So I'm just going big. But yeah, I just did those 2. Now, the top one of the 2 empty ones is that like orange and red. That's one color. It's a variegated called Lobster Claw, and then the other one is Chili Pepper. So what I decided I'm going to do is my hoop that I'm using is I posted a picture on Instagram, but basically it can hold, like, it can show like 3 of these at the same time. So I'm going to do one more outline, and then I'm going to come back and fill in the colors so that I have more places to go with one color, because doing just this one and these little ones was really annoying. And these little boxes. So if I have 3, then I can be like, okay, well, black goes here and here and here, whatever. But I don't want to do the whole way around and do that because I would have to move my hoop between colors anyway, and that I would also find that annoying. So I'm going to do one more outline and then fill in those 3 and do all the little boxes and stuff and then keep going. And if I get bored, I might at some point decide to extend that.
Or is this one you're just going to keep going, or does it have a season?
I decided, preview of my 2025 plans. I decided I'm not going to pick this up in November because I am just doing Mirabilias. I might pick it up in December, but I'm going to break this up into 12 for next year. Okay. I want to finish this by the end of 2025. Okay. Because it will look amazing in my house.
It will. It's really pretty.
It's on.
And I think I
it's
like
on the. This
better.
is on gold. This is Golden Delicious. That's dark Golden Delicious. This is on the called for color, but it's 28 count instead of whatever the called for size is.
I think I like yours better.
With the called for flosses.
Mine looks too muted.
Partly that's just doing one strand on 18 count, not really colors.
I know. Why did I do that?
Because like right there, those colors are popping.
You do one strand on 18 count, but why does mine look so thin?
I think it will look amazing, but maybe when you go to pick out a frame, pick out something to pull out the colors.
Yeah.
Like maybe red or something.
I don't know. But yeah, I really don't like the one thread. I don't know why I did that. It's so muted. Whatever.
It looks gorgeous.
Whatever.
I do like Golden Delicious. Yeah. But of the 2, was partial to golden, even though I did buy both.
Well, I liked the dark one better, but
it's so funny how many people really like the dark one better.
Yeah. I just don't think I executed it properly.
I think when you're done with it, you'll love it, but it's in trouble. Yeah. And that's the other one that lives in this bag.
I don't know what cat lives here.
But it doesn't normally bother me that much. It's more than that. And he wasn't in my face or anything, and I'm not that allergic. But I was like cuddling Lucy as much as she would let me, but she won't really let me that much right now. And she hasn't had a proper hair done in a while, so her hair is crazy. But okay, all right. Next whip, other whip.
My other whip is Lady of the Flag. This is Mirabilia's Lady of the Flag. And she's done with her X's. This is all DMC. And I'm done with the Krynic. I'm just doing the beads. And I'm starting on the bottom. And I'm going up. And I'm avoiding the backstitch because I'm still scared. Because my backstitch game is very poor. So I need to work on that. But the beading is fun.
Are there any places where doing the backstitch after you do the beads will cause problems?
Probably. Yeah, probably.
I don't think your backstitch game is weak. You did the whole witch's cabinet. That had a ton of backstitch in it.
Yeah, that was like little words and stuff. This is...
these beads are looking so good.
Well, I don't know. I think I'm just annoyed with everything.
I think you're annoyed with everything in the world, and stitching is part of that.
Yeah. Because, like, these I did different than these, and you can tell.
They look great. No one's going to care. No one's going to come up to it and be like, oh, there's 2 styles of beading.
Yeah.
They just look really good.
I don't even know if they look good.
They do.
I think if I had the choice again, I would just use DMC.
They look great. I'm not a bee person. I'm telling you they look great. I'm not lying about it.
I am a bee person, and I don't think they look good.
I think you're just, when you're done, you'll love everything, but right now you hate everything.
Maybe. Let's see. You can't even tell. You can't even see the beads.
Yes, you can. Right there. They just don't look as good on camera as they do in real life because nothing does. Like, beads never do.
I guess so. I don't know. I honestly think I would probably have just used Krynic or something next time.
Well, you do love Krynic.
Yeah. The Krynic is pretty.
I think they look
They don't look how I pictured them to look.
really good.
Also, I think it was a mistake using this 16 count hand dyed because it is smaller and the beads are too big. There have been a couple places where I left one out and it looked better.
That happens.
It's annoying me.
It's
If next time you see it and it's done because I ripped the beads out and it's all Krynic, then it's done.
as long as it's after November 1st, I'm gonna be chill about it.
Okay.
Whatever you want to do. It's going on your wall.
We'll find out. And I'm probably going to have to order more beads because half of them are on my couch.
That's why I ordered 2 things of Touching on the Sky because it's like, what if I drop one?
I dropped multiple. More than one. Tens of ones.
I think she looks wonderful. I think both projects are annoying you because you're annoyed.
Because I'm in an annoying mood.
Yeah, and that will either go away or you'll continually take out your annoyance on those 2 projects forever and it's not really their fault. But your work is very good.
Maybe.
Work is great.
We'll see.
Alright. So that was your last
That was
one.
my last one. Yay.
I don't know. My allergies, they're wild. Okay. Normally I try to show them in order of like most stitches, but I mix up the pile and so I'm not going to worry about it on my whips today because they all kind of, none got like that. Oh, this actually does go first. Never mind. Never mind. I'm going to do them in order. This is Hemlock. This is from Magical Cross Stitch by Lindsay Swearingen. It's charted on black, 14 count 8 out. I'm doing it on 28 count Macchiato by Bestitch Me. So it's a very different like look.
But it's still a good look. It looks like it's written on old paper. Like it looks really good.
This is going to go on my murder wall. Caramia, which is at the framers, will be the first. Well, Baba Yaga's already done. So they'll, once I get this done and one other thing, and then I can start to put together my murder wall. And somebody was talking on Flosstube or Instagram about how people have different walls, and somebody's like, like somebody has one. Oh, it was Instagram because I don't remember who it was, but they said they are going to have a jackalope wall, and I was like, and I have a murder wall. We'll have one soon.
I understand like the wall of kindness and things like that. The murder wall is a little out there.
Well, it's because I'm gonna have all these make it murder whips like finishes, and we're gonna keep. I think we should do that style every year. So in 10 years, I might have like 10, and so it'd be more fun to have them like go on a place and have them in my office so my kids aren't like scarred for life by them. And then putting in some other ones that are deadly but not Halloween to go in between them would be kind of fun. Yeah. So I love it. I'm using the Call For flosses, which is why the browns do kind of ghosty. No, not really ghosty, but are just more tone on tone. I like it. I'm almost halfway done. When I get to the end of this line, I'll be about. I have one word left in this line, and I'll be about halfway done. The vines on the bottom are more than these other 2. But because I did these all 2, I think I could say I'm about halfway done. I did over 700 stitches since the last time.
That's really good.
So I think this whole piece, I figured out, this whole piece is less than 3,000 stitches. Between 2,000 and 3,000 stitches. So it will be, I just love it. But yeah, and then I don't remember, but I think I can get it in the standard frame if I can get it. Sure. And if I can't, then I will. To the framers. And it, along with one other project you'll see shortly. I'm stitching with this Duchess hoop. oval Duchess hoop. And if you're like, what is that? Because, you know, if you're new and you're like, what is she talking about, these old crazy wooden hoops?
Yeah.
We have a video on where I did a vintage hoop parade. I'll link to that in the description. I don't think I mentioned this earlier. Anything I mention is like a channel or a shop, pattern, video will all be in the description. And it lives in this Thread Lady 99 bag. And it has a giant floss pack in there because the other whip that lives in here has a lot of floss. And I just put them in the same bag because they're thematically the same and also on the exact same fabric. So that was kind of just easy. And I figured too, by the end of this month, I want that one to be done. So that should be a finish on our next floss tube.
Nice.
So it was like, it doesn't need to live in a permanent bag.
Yeah.
And, all right, so, but you'll see that again. All right, the next one that got almost 700, right under 700 stitches.
Oh.
Is Whimsy Witch's Angry House.
It's so cute.
Nope, backwards.
There you go.
This is by Teresa Kette.
She's so cute.
I am stitching her with Katie the Novel Stitcher's Argyle Socks conversion. So I swap out the Confederate Gray from Weeks for Classic Colorworks, I think it's Argyle Socks, which is a gray purple. So that's why she has
So
purple in her
cute.
hair. That's not charted.
I love it.
I love her so much.
The purple's so fun.
Lisa from Black Coffee and Grits, who is her pulling it back out, reminded me that I was obsessed with this and I just needed to do it. She finished hers and we were like just chit-chatting about like, she's so cute and her house is so angry. Like, and then we decided that, well, she gets to trick or treat and her house doesn't get to go trick or treating.
Okay.
So that's why the house is so angry.
That makes sense.
But I've been stitching her during Agatha All Along and then rewatching the entirety of Agatha All Along and then up to this point and then rewatching all of WandaVision, but it's about the Scarlet Witch, to remind myself what was going on in Agatha All Along that I missed, and then rewatching Agatha All Along because there's like 3 episodes left, and so the day before Halloween, the last 2 will come out. So she's gonna get more stitches. I think she's getting like 500 or 800 more or something. And I just stitch her when I'm watching those things, and also when I'm watching like explainer videos about on YouTube. I love her. So she's not gonna be like anywhere close to done this year, but I would like to get as much. I just love her.
Looking really good.
And she's on 28 count platinum by Zweigart. The called for is 40, so she's a lot bigger than the called for, but not sorry about it. Now,
that's great.
I ordered floss. Oh, she's all DMC except for one fancy floss. And the fancy floss I bought 3 skeins of because I just didn't know converting to 28 count. And it's like in her skirt, and her skirt is huge. So I was like, so I shouldn't run out because the rest is DMC that I can get more of. So even converting her, I didn't double her materials on anything except her Argyle socks, which is just such the best name for a floss.
It's really pretty. Yeah.
And because it's so great because it gives you a hint of purple, but it keeps the gray, so you're not really like
she's very witchy,
changing the overall
very,
vibe.
very witchy.
And I'm stitching her with this
cute
the pumpkin house needle minder stitch with this 12 by 6 inch princess hoop. And I have a lot of fabric left over from the fat quarter that I bought for her, so I'll have something else on that. And then she lives in this Jasmine's custom bag, little girl trick-or-treating bag.
So cute.
Love, 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 love. Okay. My next whip, you'll be like, you were not talking about doing that. What are you doing? But it was not a start. It was a restart. So I restarted Caramia and finished it last time. And I was so invigorated by doing a restart on a project that had been hanging over my head that I decided to go ahead and do a restart of Poisonous Plants on the fabric that I wanted.
Okay.
So this is the same fabric as Hemlock, but remember how we talked? Elizabeth Savory did hers on a light color instead of the black Ada that it's charted on.
It looks really good, yeah.
I'd be charted on black linen, but it's charted for black by the Witchy, Poisonous Plants by the Witchy Stitcher. It's charted on black, and I've seen people do it on other dark colors, and then Elizabeth Savory did it on a light samplery and neutral, and I was like, I love that. And then when I was stitching Hemlock, I was like, just kind of excited to get this done. So I did about 650 stitches just to do the outer frame.
This is tiny.
Yeah, it's way smaller than I thought.
This is super tiny.
I thought I would just do like 500 stitches, get it restarted for myself so next year I can do it. And then I was like, I did this during Andrew the Runner Stitcher Chicago Marathon because it was such an easy border.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to do other things, but then this was like, my kids were running around, and I was like, well, I can do this while they run around. So that's why I kept going, and so that's why I got more.
Incredibly tiny.
And on 28 count.
Compared to what? Yeah,
you think
what
of it is,
thought it would be.
On 28 count, it is small.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. I don't know what it's called for is. But I think it looks so good. It'll be so fun next year to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about keep going, but I was like, I got out. I emotionally got out of it what I wanted to, which was to get the restart off my plate.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll just stitch it next year and enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I started this last year on Witchy Stitcher Day because she had been diagnosed with cancer. And so people bought patterns and started them on October 1st to support her. And I finished, last year I had 4 Witchy Stitcher whips. I finished 1. And I thought I would work on the other 2, but getting this restart off my plate felt better. And so the other 2 are just not going to get any work this year. And next year they'll come back out.
Okay.
Maybe. We'll see. They'll come back out when it's their turn.
And not a minute sooner.
I like both of them, so I do want both of them finished. But this was like, I was in more of
now that I see how tiny it is, you could totally do that.
Well, and it's going on my murder wall.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this felt more like, because the way we write in Witchy Stitch and Whimsy Witch are really fulfilling my Halloween needs, and then this is just murder wall.
Just murder needs.
Yeah, murder needs.
Murder needs.
I have a lot of murder needs.
Have you seen everyone on Instagram is posting like the new true crime docuseries has a Stitchy intro?
Oh, we gotta watch it.
I saw it.
Was it good?
It was good.
I haven't watched any.
Good.
I've been
I'm not a monster. It's a terrible story.
There are 4 Real Housewives going on at the moment.
Oh my.
I don't watch Orange County. I do watch Potomac, but there's so much other stuff going on. I haven't even watched Potomac. So I've got Real Housewives of Salt Lake City and New York City, which I don't love the new cast, but I kind of hate watch that one. Plus Agatha All Along, plus Sister Wives. My plate is full.
I don't hate watch anything.
I know.
What is that? You and Valerie like to hate watch.
A lot of people do.
That's not a thing.
No, it's a thing. It's not a thing for everyone, but it is very much like a thing. Yeah. So, even with like regular Real Housewives that I love, it's like you don't love it because you love all the characters.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all. That's like, a different conversation.
Sometimes it's fun watching someone fail that you don't like.
You don't know these people.
I mean, I feel like I do.
Okay.
No, you are not a reality TV person.
Mm-mm.
No.
Mm-mm.
I watch these shows and then I listen to podcasts recapping these shows, and I do mean podcasts, plural. Mm-hmm. Watch What Crappens. Mm-hmm. Everything Iconic. Sometimes I bounce into She's Speaking, and I cannot. And then I used to Garbage Sesh and Bitch Sesh with Casey Wilson. I love their show, but it's behind a paywall now, and I decided that I couldn't pay for Real Housewives recap content, but I did.
Did you want to?
No, I did for a year, and then I finally was like, there weren't a lot of shows on this summer, and I was like, why am I paying for like when there's nothing on? And now that it's back, Valerie and I were talking about it yesterday because our other sister also, Allison and I stitch. Valerie and I watch reality TV.
Yeah.
And she was like, their opinions haven't been good and stuff. So we're like, okay. But no, I listened to multiple. And yeah, so. And then I have my Sister Wives recaps, and I have my Agatha All Along explainer videos. Like, I have a lot going on in my life right now.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Very busy.
All right. Golden Delicious I already showed. All right, so this is Touching the Autumn Sky.
Oh,
so,
this one's so beautiful.
I didn't get that much progress done because I was like, I'm going to be doing so much on her in November. Let me enjoy these other whips. Yeah. But I did finish her jacket. So she had some spaces in her jacket that were empty. I finished the jacket completely. And then I started a little bit on her skirt and her scarf. Her skirt and her scarf.
Her skirt.
And I also worked on the conversion. I took some pictures of my son and my daughter in the sunlight at the time that I think it would be, and I converted those in my like pattern in Max Stitch, and I pulled out the colors for the hair and the skin, and I think I have a conversion that will work, but I think it converted them darker based on the actual colors than they really like appear, than they read as to the naked eye. So I might shift it a couple shades lighter.
Yeah.
Their skin tones are
or just
hard.
say summer just ended. They're a little darker. Everyone has a tan.
Well, they're like, I don't want to make them. I want them to just like look at them and be like, oh, that's
me.
That yeah. And so I don't. And I was using my son's skin tone because he is. So my kids are biracial, and I want. But there's a lot of colors within the like. What would somebody read as biracial? And I don't want that. I want it to read as her. Mm-hmm. So I'm using my son because he's older and he goes outside every day and stuff. So it's more likely what she'll probably look like when she's this age. Mm-hmm. But I think it's still read a little dark compared to what you see. And so I might shift it. But I did start that. That work isn't super hard, but I think it's easier to just go find a conversion of like, I want these to be diverse people, as opposed to like, what would you do if you needed to be your hair color? Yeah. And it's like, okay, well, play around with it. But I started that. And then I got to map it onto the symbols and see if it's, but I'm going to do the girl skin and hair and hands last. But I want to be ready for it when it's time. Mm-hmm. But the purples in the skirt ghost a lot on this fabric, but they won't when it's all filled in. Because
her skirt's gorgeous.
And this is 32 count. Vintage Whisper by Swagger, which is printed. Yeah, I love it. Even pulling, I only did 300 stitches on it, but I owe her a couple more thousand in the next week, so she's going to be worked on a lot. And then she lives in this Kathy's Posies bag, and I'm stitching her with this spring oval. But I did go in and I cleaned up the pattern because in the Mirabilia Whip Parade, I said I had 12,000 stitches left on her and I needed to do 3,000 in October. But I cleaned up the pattern and I erased all the duplicates and I erased all of the non-things. And I only have 9,000 stitches left on her. So I think I'm going to try to get 2,000 done in October so that I can get as much done on her in November as possible and still set her up to be finished this year. Yeah. But 9,000 stitches left is like not a lot. And that includes the beads. Yeah. So, and there's not that many beads. So, all right, last whip. So this is my Chatelaine. This is Swan Lake Mandala. I try to pull her out for 200 stitches on Wednesdays just to get used to her.
I'm very impressed.
She looks like this. I did miss a Wednesday because my children
looking good.
My children never went to sleep on Wednesday night, and so there was never a moment when I could work on something difficult.
They never went to sleep.
Like Molly was still up at 10. Jordan was up at, like it was nuts because my son was on fall break. Oh yeah. So it was nutso butso in our house, which is there's the witching hour in our house. I call it these children are being nutso butso. So I kept filling on my first Chatelaine Wednesday. I just kept filling this in, but I wanted to get all of it filled in, and it's actually very dark navy. It just looks black. But I missed a whole Wednesday, and even though I knew it was kind of some of the easier counting, I was just not willing to do it while I was being screamed at. Sure. This is on 32 count Lugana Vintage Stormy Night, and it's also a printed Lugana. I love it. I'm stitching this with Rachel from Licking Floss. She's further than me, and she is also doing her specialty stitches. Whereas I'm going to do all the X's in section 1, then do all the specialty stitches. All the DMC X's. I'm doing a full DMC conversion, and I dropped all the silks to DMC, to the recommended DMC. So, but I will be using the Petite Treasure braid, but doing that later. So basically, let's see if I get through all this cotton before I upgrade to any more expensive materials. Mm-hmm. It has 35,000 stitches. That includes the Petite Treasure braid. It does not include any beads or specialty stitches.
And it's like half beads and specialty stitches.
I love it. Doing it. I love it. And it's not so far, like I'm enjoying doing it. And I'm enjoying like the way that I'm doing it, but eventually I'll have to do more. Yeah. It lives in this Jasmine's Custom Bags dragon bag with its giant thread pack. I mean, this thread pack is not a joke, and that is not Petite Treasure braid or the beads. This is just
quite a lot.
So,
do you know how many off the top of your head?
I counted at one time. It was like 60 or 90.
Oh my god.
It's a lot, yeah. It's like, but because when you do a full coverage, the size that we do, and I try to keep mine to like 30 or 50 colors, like less than 50 colors.
Yeah, I try and only pick out ones that have less than 50 colors.
But even then, it's like some of those colors might be really necessary, but only have 100 stitches. Whereas this feels like we're doing more than that. We'll see. So those are my whips. That one got 200 stitches because 209 stitches because I missed 1 week. But there are 5 Wednesdays in October, so I still have 2 more Wednesdays with her this month.
Nice.
All right. What are your plans?
My plans are to fix my attitude because at this point, I don't want to stitch. I don't want to stitch that. I don't want to bead. I don't want to do anything.
You don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Do you think you burned yourself out, or do you think it's unrelated?
I think I'm really disappointed with how it's coming out with the Golden Delicious too. I'm really disappointed in how it's coming out. And I'm the one that will finish it no matter what. I have a picture of my cat that's still in it's above my washing.
But when you would finish it no matter what.
It's too dark and I finished it.
You didn't have other options.
Well,
maybe you need to pick up a different kind of whip.
But it all is making me sick. I don't want to touch any of it. I think I'm going to bake for the next 2 weeks.
If we do a floss tube in 2 weeks and you haven't stitched a single thing, that's okay.
I'll just sit here and clap for you, and it'll be fine. Yeah. We'll leave her in the backdrop. And then you can look at what I was supposed to do. Just don't like how it's turning out.
Our family chat.
That's our family. I guarantee it's my little sister who's in town visiting, obsessing over my niece and nephew.
I dropped my dog.
That has to be it.
My son spent the night over there 3 nights in a row, guys.
Yeah.
I've never had smaller bags in my eyes since becoming a mom. Because he's on full break, and so he got to spend the night extra.
With Aunt Dude.
And I dropped my daughter over there this morning.
We'll see. What are your plans?
I'm going to keep, basically all the whips that I have now are what I'm going to work on through the end of October. I'd like to finish the Snowflake Stocking, obviously, and I'd like to finish Hemlock. And then I have some stitch count goals for the rest of them. Small Gift is done until December. And then November 1st, I'm going to start Christmas Elegance with Rosanna from Bright and Dusty for November, which I'm very excited about. And then just start picking up stuff. And if you are working on one of the other whips or starting one of my other whips that I have and you want to pick a day to work on it together, not like on Zoom or anything because I don't have a life that is set up to be on Zoom, but just like spiritually know that we're both working on it at the same time and we can text each other about it. Yeah, you can send me a DM and I'll be like, me too.
Send each other pictures.
That's about the capacity I have for like having adult friendships.
Yeah.
But you can let me know. And if you haven't watched that book parade, it was really fun.
Yeah.
I even loved editing it, which I like editing, but I don't like love. I like filming more than editing, but that was just as much fun to edit as it was to film.
That's
and
good.
Then Flosstube University. We didn't talk about this. Did you learn anything on Flosstube this week? So Flosstube University is where we film small tutorials for beginner stitchers. Last week our one was about like all the things, the accessories people use to hold their fabric beyond like a craft store hoop. We were going to film one today, but because Allison's not feeling that great, I'm just going to film one this week at my house on a topic that Allison wouldn't care about anyway, like something about linen or something.
Yeah.
I'm going to film.
Or maybe go thrift store shopping, people like that.
I'm going to do something, so we'll figure it out. But so there will be one on Thursday on the channel, but we decided to skip it today. Because we also are going to see David Sedaris tonight, and so we want to keep Allison.
I know. I'm trying to make it there.
Yeah.
I love David Sedaris. I love David Sedaris.
Technically, that's why our other sister's in town, and so we can all go see David Sedaris. But really, she's
also
in town.
her birthday.
And her birthday is
Tuesday.
Yeah. So we're having a nice weekend.
Yeah.
But I feel very out of it because I've been over there so much, and the kids have been like full of sugar, and and then having plans tonight is unusual for me to have grown-up plans to do grown-up things.
Well, I have plans on a Sunday night. It's a school night. Do they not know this? David Sedaris, do you not know it's a school night? Some of us have to be at work early.
We have to go listen to like beautiful, hilarious stories.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun
for older Americans.
Yeah. I was trying to tell. I know I've played David Sedaris books for Jared before, and he's like, who are you going to
Oh, for sure.
He does not understand.
But we also, whenever we would do like car trips together in there was one that I know where we were listening to them together, but in my head we were not in a place that you and I have ever been together. But
well, I remember very distinctly in 2017, I checked out all of his books on audiobook and played it out loud while I was cleaning the entire house for like a week. And Jared listened to him. He might not remember who it was, but he has heard the stories, and he thought it was funny.
I haven't listened to any of his new books that came out in the last like 4 years. So
I have.
But I've listened to everything he put out like before that.
I think my favorite antidote that I can remember off the top of my head is every time he goes to a new city, he asks his cab driver, "What sound does a chicken make?" Because in every country, it's different. Yeah. It's very interesting. I thought that was hilarious. He tells it better.
I do like his like moving to France stuff because that is also how I feel about French bureaucracy.
Yeah.
I mean, really France is wonderful. The people of France are wonderful. Moving to France sounds like a bureaucratic nightmare.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're going to see David Sedaris tonight. Mm-hmm. And then Flosstube University is also where we share things we learn on Flosstube from other Flosstubers. And Cam the Stitcher had a really great color conversion discussion on one of her Halloween videos, so I will link to that. And I'm someone who I have made some mistakes in my own color converting that have made me like more hesitant to do it because like, you know, sometimes you're like, oh, that will be totally visible, and then it's not like totally visible or whatever. So like, I still like to do it, but I don't always. So that was a good conversation about like, you know, how she does her color converting. Yeah. But I didn't, because I was at mom and dad's house, I didn't watch as much Flosstube as normal.
I haven't watched hardly any.
And then, Whip Parades. You haven't watched this one yet, but Lauren, the New Hampshire sister, put out a whip parade that was really lovely. Her stitching's beautiful. She finished Coffee and Eggs. That was really, and she showed.
Are you ever gonna finish Coffee and Eggs?
In 4,000 stitches? No. Maybe we'll find out.
Emotionally, you just never.
I'm not ready. No.
Never gonna.
I think next year I will. Stitchy Kindness. We got some really nice Stitchy Kindness. I showed in our Mirabilia Whip Parade some Mirabilia patterns that we were given, and also a fabric and bee pack that I was given because they went with those things. But we also got, so Tess, who sent us some patterns, also Mirabilia patterns that I pulled out for that, also sent us some other stuff. And I don't think I showed you this.
Oh.
Okay. So first of all, I showed you the 3 Mirabilias she sent, but I did not show you, I think this is the rest of the patterns. She also sent some Marbeck Angels. Oh. And we'll come back to this one. That's Woodland Angel. This is Baroque Angel. As you can tell, these are quite vintage. This is Tapestry Angel. And Christmas Angel and Star Angel. Now, I had been looking at this pattern on eBay before this showed up. They're not, Marbeck Angel patterns are not expensive, but they're out of print, so you still have to get them on the secondary market. And I decided I'm going to stitch her next year without the wings, but I decided that before she showed up. And then I happened to get a pattern of hers, so I never had to buy her. So that was lovely.
That's lovely.
I'm going to start her in Fancy Lady February next year.
Oh.
But I'm going to take out the wings because I'm not a super angel person. And we'll get back to me not being an angel person when we get to haul. But I really like her. When you don't have the angels, she just seems kind of like a tutor.
You can't even see the wings. They're so light that you just see her. She looks beautiful. So you can decide between those if you want any of these. And then Tess also sent, these are for finding your needles. There's one for each of us. She said, you may or may not already have these, but they're amazing for picking up drop needles. They're magnetic. Nice. Ooh. We have this issue a lot.
Actually, yesterday I found a lost needle. So Tess has a channel where she does a lot of budgeting stuff, and she also does Flosstube episodes, and I will link to her channel below.
These are for like cars when you're like looking for. That's cool. Oh, that's so sweet.
She sent like a blanket of gray Ada and a very sweet card.
A blanket of Ada. That's so sweet. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna open it.
Yeah, it's a blanket of gray Ada. I'm gonna give you that whole thing because obviously, but I'll just know in the back of my head if I ever need gray Ada. There's some here.
It's at my house. Oh my goodness! Look at that. That's crazy.
Yeah, you're gonna be set.
Thank you, Tess.
And then she sent this Barnes & Noble tote bag that I was thinking I could keep using for bringing stuff over here.
Yeah. Oh, how funny.
So she said her daughter.
Oh my God.
Works there. And then we'll decide if Allison wants any of these other patterns, and if she doesn't, we'll do them as giveaways on the channel. So thank you so much, Tess. Thanks, that was super fun, and she's getting stitched for sure. And then
people are so kind.
I know
people are so kind.
And we really don't. Oh, there were also chocolates, but I didn't bring them over. I didn't eat them, but I didn't want my son to see them. So they're sitting in my desk because I was like, if he sees them, he'll eat them.
Oh, absolutely.
So they're sitting in my desk, and you can tell me if you want your half of them or if you're being good.
I am being good. I have some brownies that you have to take with you. They're not homemade this time.
Oh, the brownies you're making me take are not homemade. My life is so hard. All right. Okay. Now it's time for haul. I have my second to last fabric of the month here. And then we'll talk about some Facebook Marketplace haul. Okay.
I have seen that.
So my fabric of the month club is Oak Crown Studios. I get 28 count because a lot of them are good for fancy ladies. But this is like one of the first like neutrals that wasn't like a gray or something. Yeah. But isn't that pretty?
It's really pretty.
It's called Butterscotch.
That's what I would have named it.
This month I switched gears from very colorful to a more monochromatic, warm golden yellow that evokes the feelings of fall for me. I think this color is perfect for fall and even Christmas stitches, especially with sampler vibes. If fancy ladies are your stitchy thing, this color will set off greens and blues particularly well. I can't wait to see what you decide to stitch on it.
Very pretty.
Oh, I'm going to be so sad when I don't get a fabric of the month anymore, but it's okay. I'm
just stash down and then start over.
Well, I have 2 pieces of 40 count people didn't take, but that's fine. It's really
good. It's okay.
It's fine. In a minute we'll talk about that. But I paused my fabric of the month because I'm gonna try not to buy stash between now and next summer when I go to StitchCon, so I can more freely purchase things at StitchCon.
Yeah.
And with that being said, I did buy 2 Facebook Marketplaces hauls, and then I did post a D-stash because those need to be revenue neutral. And I did make enough back off of the D-stash to cover what I spent on the Marketplace hauls, and I still have 200 more patterns to sell. So it'll be fine. I'll do the small one first, and then I'll do the big one. So next year, I think in April, I'm going to do a Paula Vaughn stitch along, and I think my friend Jen is going to do it with me. Because she also has a Paula Vaughn that she's been saving. Paula Vaughn is a designer who did a lot of stuff in, I think, the 80s and 90s. Lots of leisure art pamphlets. I have a couple books. And lots of quilts and floral scenes. And they're very vintage, but I think in a way that still holds up. We saw one at the State Fair. It was beautiful. Mm-hmm. And this book actually made our 50 most expensive cross-stitch books last year. And so when I saw it in a whole bundle for $10, I was like, well, I'll grab it because I don't think I'm going to stitch a million Paula Vaughns. I think I'm going to stitch 1, maybe 2 ever. So I thought,
large?
They're very detailed with lots of backstitch, and like it's not like they're huge, but like they're and they're a lot of that's not my bad. A lot of them are very similar, so you wouldn't necessarily be interested in stitching a million of them. There's a couple genres, and I think when it gets closer to doing this out, I'll pull out so now I've kind of been whenever I see Paula Vaughn for not very expensive, I've just been collecting it. Mm-hmm. knowing that when I'm like, I probably won't, if I don't stitch something from this book will probably get sold because it's worth a lot more than I pay for it. But if I do decide to stitch something out of it, then great. So this is quilts for all seasons. I have the Romance of Paul, which I've already showed you guys. But in this bundle was also some random magazines that just were nice to have that I'll probably destash at some point. But it also came with Paula Vaughn's Bouquets and Blooms. So more of her floral stuff. And like, I mean, the thing is that I really love them, but I don't, it's not like a mirror where I feel like I want to stitch 40 of them. It's like, I want the experience of doing one, maybe two, if I really love the one. And I also really love looking at them. I just love flipping through them. There's something, they remind me of our grandmother. They remind me of like, just like an aesthetic that doesn't really exist anymore, but the best version of that, as opposed to like the
toilet ones that you've seen.
Yeah. So I really love getting the Paula Vaughn booklets. Next year, I'll do a Paula Vaughn booklet and book parade because I now have like a little collection.
A little bit.
And also, I know I probably won't hold on to all of them forever. And then, so in this Facebook Marketplace bundle, I got it for this stuff. Oh, there was one other. I think I actually have 2 copies of this. Summer Remembered, which has 2 designs in it. So that's the other thing is some of these have the same designs in multiple formats. So it also came just with these that were kind of fun. An old Stitcher's World. So I'll go through these and figure out what I want to keep and what I'm going to put in my destash box. My destash box is like now quite large. A pattern for this Old Dimensions kit. I actually really love this, but now I'm at the point where I have so many vintage patterns that like a lot of them give the same vibes, and I have to just pick the one of them I really like. This religious bundle. But it's fun for me to flip through them. It's also fun for me to look up what their value is and pass them along and sell them and give them away. Like, I like just the ephemera.
Well, I thought you were going to do that one.
I was thinking about it. I probably won't, but I'm not ready to part with it yet.
The seaside is so huge.
I know. I don't love that border, but I also think
I know. I don't love the border
colors.
either, but I love the interior.
This is, you know. So I'm at a point now where it's like, okay, I have a lot of vintage stuff. I need to start putting things in like hard, like I'm going to stitch this, or hard, like definitely going to stitch, want to keep around and consider stitching, or I love it, I enjoyed flipping through it and like connecting with it, and now I need to move it out of my house.
Yeah.
Because I have a destash drawer that's this tall, and I did a destash, and it's still this tall, and I have a whole other box because so of this like $10, it was $17 for shipping. I will definitely be keeping the Paula Vaughn's, and I will figure out what else I'm going to keep and what I will eventually move out. So that was one Facebook Marketplace thing. And then the one that I posted on Instagram, a local stitcher has, it's a very experienced stitcher. She has grandchildren. She's been stitching since she was 17. So she has decades of experience. She's very serious. She's more into samplers and stuff now. She has like her entire life's worth of stitching, and also has inherited the estates of like 3 other stitchers. So she had amassed a collection that was like so beyond what someone could stitch in their lifetime, and just started throwing like patterns in a box, and it's like 300 patterns in a box of fabric for like $150. Now, it's not like Teresa Kogut patterns. It's like vintage patterns. But even in there, when I pulled out the things I liked, I pulled out 100 things. So I only brought over the things I really like to show you guys, and that is still way too big. And I told myself I could buy this if I did a destash because I have a $0 cross-stitch budget. So I want to show you guys all of these fun ones because I know there's just no way I can stitch most of them in my lifetime. These are the ones I'm keeping for now. But it wouldn't surprise me if in the future some of these have to go.
And she already gave me the ones.
Oh, and you want to show you the ones you took out?
Sure.
And Allison went through it too and pulled all the ones she liked. But she obviously, since she's not a super vintage lover, she pulled a much smaller stack than me.
It's a smaller stack, but I do love all the ones that I pulled. All right. Should I show them individually?
Yes.
Okay.
While I get my pile together.
All right. This one was, oops, I dirt all over my floor now. This is 2 patterns, but they look like it's 2 kits from
Imagining. That's who did my small gift.
Oh, okay. And it's not the kicks, it's just the pattern. But they go together.
I like them.
Gather you rosebuds while you may. And I thought they were so sweet.
Very sweet.
So romantic. And I do want to stitch those. And then I picked out, okay, Salute to America. I like all of them.
You're just gonna have like a weirdly patriotic wall in
I
your
know,
house.
so I don't know why. I'm not like a super patriotic person. But I'm definitely doing that one, Home Sweet Home. But instead of the words, I'm going to just do a little heart where Oklahoma is. This one was just so weird that I wanted to keep it. Like, I specifically like the Merry Christmas at the top on the wooden rack. But it's super vintage. I thought it was fun. And the cat is as big as Santa Claus. Cats. Just vintage cats. That's all that is. How many will I stitch? Who knows? But it's fun to have. Oh, and then a 12 Days of Christmas cricket.
Yeah, actually.
Christmas in July. And I'm doing that. That's the 12 Days of Christmas. That's hard to see. But it's all of them. And a tower. And I love that. And if you have seen this channel before, you might know I love Cinderella. So there are several versions of Cinderella. And I like all the Disney princesses. Let's just be honest. I like all of them. I would stitch all of these. So there's that one.
Oh, I love this one.
Okay, I'm definitely doing this one. How fun is that? It's called French Chefs. It has the chef in a lot of poses, but that's the one I'm going to do. Because I'm a baker. I like to bake.
Oh.
But have fun. And then a couple more. Winnie the Pooh. I was obsessed with Tigger. So I'm going to have to do one of the Tigger ones from my childhood. It's just so nostalgic. I like it. And then this Christmas and childhood and all the fun things. I'm going to do that Joy one in the middle. For now. I might pick out some other ones to do as well. But that's the one that I was like, oh, that's so cute. So Christmas, Disney, wonderful, and cats. Yeah.
Yeah, I was excited that out of a box of 300 patterns, you liked 20 of them.
Yeah.
That was a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
All right, so guys, these are the ones I moved. This is 101.
Okay.
I moved them to my keep pile, but like I know, some of these aren't.
You're not going to stitch 101
vintage patterns on top of 40 Mirabilias and all of my own designs. No, but these are the ones where I'm like, no, I love them. I'm not getting rid of them now, but you'll just see.
Okay.
But some of them will probably be destashed in the future, but for now I have to have them. Look at these silk puffins. It's like a precursor to animal crackers, but like country, and I just think they're hilarious.
You want me to hold the ones?
Yes. All right. There's a few different from Marjorie Baston. One I know I definitely will stitch. This is not the one I probably will definitely stitch, but I wasn't willing to get rid of that one yet. I do have one that I need to destash already. Now, in what I bought, the person was interested in they loved every angel that has ever existed, every Victorian house, and every cabin. And
Victorian house.
Every English cottage. I found myself drawn to the cottages, but I know, obviously, that's the ones I like mostly kept, but I'm not going to stitch all the cottages. But I wasn't ready to like figure out which one I liked the most. But look at that. Oh, I love that. I don't even know what that one's called. It's like folded up weird.
I don't know.
Marty Bell's Parson Porch. This Strange Woodland Masterpieces wreath and stocking combo, but I'm interested in the wreath. Which is funny because I have a bird wreath I want to do, but maybe
the bird wreath.
Maybe we'll just have like a bunch of animal wreaths.
Yeah. Actually, I like the stocking.
I love it. I love the whole thing.
Very cute.
Alphabets. It's just like, you really
need
can't.
an alphabet. Yeah.
Annie, XO Needle in the Hay, XO. Care Bears baby Care Bears. I loved Care Bears when we were little.
Yeah.
We had so many.
We had a lot.
Now, Bonnie Claire, Stitchlet, Precious Moments. This is Glory. Wait, there's multiple Precious Moments, but I don't know where the name of the actual collection is. Oh, this is Precious Moments 1, and this is Precious Moments 2. Okay, what was it about this magazine? This is Leisure Arts, 1988, April. But whatever it was that made me love it is not on the cover. Lost to history. I'll figure it out later. Oh, this is for you. These are Disney patterns that were pulled out of a book. They might go in one of the books you already have, but they're not for me.
Cute.
Oh, these are actually... Oh, good. I have slightly fewer things because those are things I already had. I accidentally kind of mixed up my... All right. Another cottage. This is Donna Barton's Garden House. And then there's some like... Now, it might be too close to Paula Vaughn for me to want to stitch that separately, but... Now, I put one of these on Destash. Nobody bought it. I also have another copy. I'm obsessed with it. This is called Kitten Stitchin'. And like, look at those strawberries. Look at those lemons. So I have 3 copies of this now. So I don't know if I'll be stitching from 1, but I'm definitely not stitching from 3.
I do like the lemons.
Oh, this Prairie Schooler Miniatures was in it. Obsessed with that. That's probably like one of the most fun finds. This ornament medley. I'm going to stitch a lot of ornaments next year, but I probably won't get out of the Jingle Ball books, but that's really cool. Why did I keep this? I don't remember. Oh, Partridge in a Pear Tree. There's some Days of Christmas stuff in here. Cricket Collection, 114. It's Charles Dickens.
Oh.
I will honor Christmas. I love Muppet Christmas Carol. Obviously, it's the best thing that's ever been made.
It's the best version.
It's the best movie. The Garden Cottage. Yeah, it's like I need to go through, one day I'll go through all these cottages and I'll be like, this is the one for me, and I'll destash the rest, but for now I own 100 cottages. English Cottage collection of 6. Oh, this one's called My Secret Garden. And look at this girl in the back with her little goose parade. Delightful. Oh, Country Christmas. Will I stitch this one? No, but I'm just not willing to get it out of my life yet. Look at that little duck with the Noels. Or a goose.
Oh, goose.
This is cool. Okay, there's 2 different ones of these. They're antique quilts for dollhouses. So I have a dollhouse I want to eventually fix up for my daughter. And how fun would it be to do like a little dollhouse quilt? Because in my head, I fix it up before I give it to her, so it's like ready to be played in. So it'd be fun to stitch some of these little dollhouse accessories. Another English Cottage upper shoot. I don't know. Ziggy. Oh,
This is the one I was like, Christine from Lost Boss and Cousins.
Oh, Christy did this one?
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
that's
she
so funny.
learned on a Ziggy.
But it might not be that.
I don't know if it's the same one, but.
Look at these cool folk Easter eggs. And that probably would take no time. Precious Moments in miniature. This is Precious Moments 22, so. I'm not a Precious Moments person, but
They're so tiny.
I do like the story of the Precious Moments Chapel. Oh, Scenic Treasures. I really like that one. And I like this fall one. The Elegant Alphabet. I don't know. I just can't get rid of it. But Merry Mouse Christmas. So there's a lot of animals in here, not just the mouse. There's a lot of cute little, or I guess they're all mice, but they're different, like, scenes of this mouse for Christmas. It's very if you give a mouse a cookie. I think they're so sweet. I don't know if I'll search them, but I think they're so sweet. Oh, this, okay, look at that. It's called Calico and Quilts, but look at that Noel like sampler.
Very cute.
Images of Christmas memory. What was it? Oh, this is probably one where I won't actually stitch anything, but look at that stocking.
Oh, really pretty, yeah.
Or no, I mean I like the stocking, but oh, how good that is.
Oh, that is.
So it's the image from the stocking, but just as an ornament.
Yeah.
So look at that stocking is fabulous. Oh, we're not done. Gentle Breeze. Oh, this was the Victorian house I kept. Of all the Victorian houses, this is the one I kept.
Get the one.
So I do think I will stitch that at some point. I really like that. Spring Splendor. Guys, if you need a house, I got you a house. Oh, I love this, but it's Hardanger. But if I ever decide to get into Hardanger, look at this Noel. You could do the Noel without the Hardanger, but the Hardanger, like, just makes it. And then you could also do it as a bell pull.
It's really cool.
It's really pretty. It scares me to death.
Yeah, I want to learn how to do.
This was a free ornament from Just Nan. I don't need to show you. Oh, Red Gremlins. Do you need a clown border? Caroline Elizabeth, I guess, is the one that needs a clown border. I think you might. And then there's all these other funny borders. Pac-Man. I'm not a Pac-Man person, but I'm not ready to part with it. Floral monograms. It's every letter of the alphabet with flowers. It's so 90s. I love it. 1988. Yeah, it's just... I could see our parents, our mom, our grandma stenciling those. Country Garden. Oh, I love this. Look at this butterfly. These are so pretty. Christmas cheer. I'm really drawn to the wreaths. I saved another wreath. We'll see how I do after I stitch one.
I think the bird wreath you have is gorgeous.
Oh, I love it, yeah. No, some of these are like, you know, these were like 25 cents each. I'll sell a lot of them, but the ones I keep will end up being like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll slowly whittle them down. But look at that cottage. Ashton Cottage. I think I have...
This one reminds me of Sleeping Beauty. That's her cottage from Sleeping Beauty. You can just stitch the fairies around it.
Oh, wait a minute. Somehow these got mixed up. Or am I done? Nope, I'm not done. Oh, because of the way I was pulling them off the pile of where, like, the excavation layer of where it was old stuff got mixed up. Oh, I love this one. This is a 1050 window. Look at that. Oh, that would be so fun to stare at for a million years.
Really pretty.
A cutout dollhouse, like, it's a cutout house, but if you wanted to cross stitch a dollhouse, like, how cute is that? Goose Gallery, not ready to part with that.
This is what I'm talking about.
No,
the bathroom.
That's great.
You can stitch the bathroom. Why are we stitching bathrooms?
Sunday morning. That's very pretty. I just love looking through these too. Even the ones you don't stitch, just like touching them and looking at them and thinking about them just changes your brain chemistry. This is just like an alphabet with roses. Oh, 101 Christmas trees. Which I think is super cool. And you could do tons of different things with them.
Mm-hmm.
Garden Fresh. Look at those little carrots. And that beet. Christmas Remembered. Look at some of these. Like, look at that one. Look at that one. It's hard because they're small, but...
Very cute.
All right. Old World.
I wonder if they are really small or if they're just...
I don't know.
Let's see.
Because we're not at the stage yet where I'm like trying to decide which one I'm going to stitch. It's just like, I just love them.
I don't think they're very small.
Old World Christmas. Look at this girl walking her goose. I'm obsessed with that. Ribbons and flowers. More just like alphabet-y stuff. Herald the holidays. Okay, guys, look at this. That's crazy. And I like it on that fabric too. It might be too many back stitches for me, but
That's a lot of back. All of these have a lot of back stitch in them.
Another Paula Vaughn wedding ring bouquet. Which is so pretty. Hair ribbons, but look, the hair is a rabbit.
Cute. It's a hair.
More dollhouse designs. Watch this be the thing I stitch the most out of. Are these like little tiny cute dollhouse designs? Baked in a pie. Ah, it's a chicken in a pie. It's an apple pie. Oh my gosh. This is called Gertrude again. Gertrude is a goose. I know we're like past stitching geese, but are we, and do we need to be? I could see why.
His decision was this.
I could see why in 2001 you'd be like, I'm never stitching a goose again, but it's 2024. We can go back. Oh, I love everything about this book. Merry Christmas. I love that one. I love this one. I would never stitch one of these fairies, but I love looking at them. Oh, I love this. Back east. Oh, Pickerbush goes back east. These little sweet scenes. Oh, Puckerbrush. Okay. Puckerbrush County Revisited. Oh, After the Rain. Fanny, Marianne, are you ready? Barnyard Pear. Look at those. Look at the glory of that rooster tail.
That's really good.
Oh my gosh. And I'm actually love that fabric. I wonder if the chicken coop is stitched or if it's...
It looks stitched. Are you sure this isn't a needlepoint? It is.
Cross stitch or needlepoint.
Or needlepoint, okay.
So they might be needlepoint models.
I think they're needlepointed models. They're very cool though. Hello.
Autumn at Sinking Creek. Love that. Fall Leaves Repeat. So this is just where you do the fall leaves on whatever size you want. Then you can repeat them. Bigger or smaller.
Pretty.
Ugh. Okay, one I know I'm stitching isn't here.
Oh no.
Oh no. Garden Bouquet. It's a Marjorie Bastillon that I just saw someone else stitching. I might have got it out trying to decide if I wanted to start it. A Spot of Tea. And then Merry Christmas 1997. Look at those cuties. Look at him. Oh my God. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. So cute.
Very cute.
All right, let me see
Very cute.
if this other one got stuck in this pile, because there is one more that I know I'm doing. That's like at the top of my to-do list from this set. These are things I already had. Oh, this is the Paula Vaughn I think I'm going to do, which is funny that it's the one from the magazine. But I just think the fiddle and I think that's the one I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put that over here with my Paula Vaughn collection. Okay, I don't know where this other one was, but that's okay because, some of the best got left behind. There was this Butternut Road, or there are two Butternut Roads. This one, which is Children's Garden.
Cute.
And this one, which is called Catch the Wind. Mm-hmm. It's the little girls doing kites. Mm-hmm. Yeah, which I love. So those definitely going in my permanent collection. There's a whole pile that's not here. because I now own every Marbeck Angel,
Mm-hmm.
pretty much ever.
Mm-hmm.
And okay. I will just, if I find this pile, I'll just bring them next time because I'm not going to be buying a lot. So might as well, we'll just do, this is the first half.
It'll be, instead of Allison stitched anything, it'll be looking.
There will be at least 21 more patterns because I do now own every Marbeck Angel. Tess happened to give me some, and I happened to also buy some all at the same time.
Yeah.
And there was another copy of this one too. So I don't know what happened. All right. Let's see, where are we? Okay, well that was haul. That was, oh no, it wasn't.
Oh my.
We're not even close, guys, because that also came with this box of vintage fabrics. You don't have to keep a single one of them.
Okay.
I thought you'd want them, but you don't have to.
Okay.
Because I didn't buy it for the fabric. I bought it for the old box of patterns.
Yeah.
Because I knew I wanted to go through it. I knew there'd be some stuff in there that would be good enough that I could sell. Like there's stuff I didn't even list. There's a whole banker's box of stuff that I did not list on my D-stash that I also am not going to keep. And it was just like a matter of like I physically couldn't process that many patterns.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but then the box of fabric, 14 count fiddler's cloth.
I've never
Which
tried
is more like
fiddler's
a,
cloth.
looks like
Have
it's,
you had that?
Mm-mm. There's a Pima 18 count. Ooh, I bet you could dye that something really pretty.
Probably. Pima cotton.
This is some kind of yellow Ada. The label is stuck on the side. Okay. I honestly don't even know. I didn't even go through this, but I was like, I figured a lot of it would be stuff you would want to dye.
Yeah.
You know? She said there'd be some things that were stitched in there and we could
Oh,
just do what we wanted. So,
Oh. Someone almost finished it.
No.
Oh.
No, but we
But
should
why
save
didn't
that.
just
Yeah.
put it right there.
That could be a project bag or something. Okay,
Yeah.
well, apparently we saved some stitches.
That's good.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a lot more in that box than we anticipated of like partially finished stitches. Like this one. And I know I won't like finish them, but I am gonna save them for now, but probably cut them smaller.
Yeah.
But look at this. It's like a tablecloth or something that you can stitch on. There are just so many random things in this box. But it's like actually like hours worth of stuff to go through because of the way that it's like just all kind of thrown together. So we're not going to keep going through it, but that was kind of a taste of...
Small taste.
Yeah, so we don't need to buy any more Ada.
No
we
more
just
Ada.
need to dye it.
Yes.
If we...
Which will be fun.
Yeah. All right. Let me see. Oh, giveaway. We did not have a giveaway last time, and this time, to celebrate and thank you guys for hitting 5,000 subscribers, I thought I would do a $20 giveaway to 123 Stitch.
Oh my.
So don't use the word giveaway or win or competition. You only need to give me your email address so you can be any age and any country. But, you know, obviously you have to order from 123 Stitch and get it shipped to you. So that's, you know, up to you. I don't know if $20 even covers shipping to some places. So,
to 123 Stitch doesn't ship to everywhere.
They don't ship DMC everywhere, but I think they ship a lot of places. Anyway, the contest is open to anyone, anywhere. However, it is up to you to know if you can use the gift card or not.
Mm-hmm.
Use the word
5.
Yeah, but it has to be written out. F-I-V-E.
Yeah, F-I-V-E. 5
in your comment if you want to enter and if you made it to this point in the video. Any party emoji that you want. I like the little cone with the celebration, but any celebration emoji you want, that'll be our secret language that you made it to the end of the video.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you guys so much. Bye.
Bye.